Yeah. Okay, so we'll get started on the topic of the day. Baji's on a skyscraper. Roy says life is too short to worry so much. This is true. This is true. Oh my gosh. You guys are so nice. You guys are so nice. Thank you, Roy. Thank you. Chickpea break. Okay, so what we're gonna do right now is read from The Elegant Universe by Brian Greene. And in fact, we will cover the spot in the book. So we won't be reading the full book page to page, as in cover to cover, for this particular book because it's quite a thick one. But as you might have caught in some previous lives, we've talked about relativity quite a bit, special relativity, general relativity, and such. And in fact, I should probably make a playlist on just relativity because we have covered it from a few different contexts in the past lives already. And we're going to see a little brief, a bit of a description of it again in this live with this context of Brian Greene explaining things. You're always happy, Chickpea, even when you dropped colorful words on a live. You seemed so joyful. Aw, thank you. Even when you dropped colorful words. Really? Do you mean my recent plumbing one? Where I was an amazing plumber? I like to say the word B. I like to say the sound, no, what am I saying? The letter B in plumber, even though I think you're supposed to say plumber. That all sounds so sarcastic. What do you mean? I'm not sarcastic. I usually don't do any colorful words, but I was stressed out that day. Okay, so we will revisit some more of special relativity in this particular live as we talk going forward here about warps and ripples. So let me get that going. What a great aura you project. Thank you. Thank you, Roy. So we will do that. And it's aura, A-U-R-A, says Chickpea Break. Thank you. Aww. Now, some people do fall asleep to these readings, so I want to do them at bedtime. I have been requested to do these earlier, but you know, it works for some people, works for some, doesn't work for some others, and I haven't perfected the timings yet. That is a work in progress, and I do appreciate your patience. And if you're seeing this later on as a video upload to my live stream tab called live, then please do leave a comment and I will know that way that you saw my live episode, even if you didn't catch it live, but you can still watch it later on. So once again, thank you so much, and I will get started with today's reading about warps and ripples. Okay, through special relativity, Einstein resolved the conflict between the age-old intuition about motion and the constancy of the speed of light. In short, the solution is that our intuition is wrong. It is informed by motion that is typically extremely slow. So our intuition as human beings is informed by much more slow motion than are the motions associated with the speed of light. As in, the speed of light is much, much greater than typical motions that we are experiencing, and also typical scales that we're experiencing. So we live sort of in a more classical mechanical kind of world where the classical mechanics or Newtonian mechanics works really well, like the speeds and the scales and the sizes of things are really more aligned with